What is up, everybody? This is Alex from IHE TV, and today I'm talking about the latest DreamWorks The Bad Guys 2, with a review from your #1 DreamWorks fan in the world. So what did I think of The Bad Guys 1? It was fine. It was okay. I feel like we're at a place with these Spider-Verse-inspired, colorful, vibrant animated movies where they have the look and the visual design nailed, but what's really holding most of them back at this point is scripts, stories, plots, which is one of the hardest parts once you have, funding to make your, how expensive is this? $80 million animated movie. That's quite modest, that's good. Whereas the big budget summer blockbuster space, your superhero movies, your Jurassic Parks and whatnot, have these super inflated budgets that whatever cost-cutting measures they're doing over at DreamWorks and Universal seem to be working out. And honestly, I think The Bad Guys 2 is pretty similar to the first movie as far as the things that are good about it and the things that hold it back. I'll start with the good. It's extremely energetic, vibrant, super quick pace to the point where some might describe it as manic or overstimulating. Again, if it had more of a writing backbone, I think I'd be okay with that. But the set pieces, the heists, the character designs, that's really the best part of the movie to me. Some of the set pieces and action scenes are excellently put together. Storyboarding's really fun. There's some decent visual humor, like seeing a snake use a spacesuit is quite surreal and fun how they brought that to life. I guess before I get deeper, minor spoilers as I go through some of these pictures on IMDb. Not that there's too much to spoil, but I guess on that note, the plot structure is a lot better than that first movie. I didn't love the guinea pig villain. It just felt very two-dimensional, just chucking in the building blocks. This one had more twists and turns to it and a classic kind of heist, espionage, crime thriller type story. Obviously leaning more towards kids. And on the visual humor, there's some really good smash cuts in this movie where they don't need to ruin it with a fart joke or bad dialogue or lame gags. Kind of like the first movie, this one feels like a really solid first draft. Almost has a rushed nature to it. Not as far as the visuals, but just the way things get from A to B to C, what the characters actually have to do. Pretty simple and limited. They really needed someone funnier to come in and punch up some of these jokes. Much like the first movie, I don't really get why or what world they've built with these animal characters being all of the main characters, I think, outside of 1 or 2, but everyone else is like a normal human. It's never really addressed. The film's not concerned with answering or talking about that quandary. And the only reason I kind of have a problem with that is more that I'd like to see more intention to the world that you're establishing. I like it when animal characters play into the themes or the story a bit more. And they do that a little bit with obviously the snake character, the big bad wolf. All the titular characters are animals that are quote-unquote associated with bad traits or things that are scary. So there is some intention there. And I don't know how pedantic I want to be on that. It's just the more characters they add, the more it seems like, yeah, it's the typical animated thing. Everyone just wants them to be animals. I got to compliment Sam Rockwell and all the visual work that went into this wolf character. He's definitely the best one. I'm a bit of a Sam Rockwell fanboy. I think he's a great performer. Has an amazing voice. The way they animate this dude is just so good. All of the animation is spectacular in the movie. Which I noticed when I was doing a little bit of research was this is the first DreamWorks movie that had Sony Pictures Imageworks help with the animation, whereas I'm pretty sure the first Bad Guys was all done in-house in DreamWorks. So they literally have the Spider-Verse teams, the Emoji Movie teams working on this, and you can see it in certain ways. I don't remember the kind of anime Eastern influence quite as much in the first movie. These fun little gags with 2D versions of the characters reacting to things, certain uses of sound effects, had a bit of a different energy to it. But the whole set piece involving the rocket was quite reminiscent of Across the Spider-Verse. I guess that's what was so important about Spider-Verse, was that it was able to not only establish that distinct visual style, but it also had a fascinating plot, these fleshed out characters, jokes that landed. Everything kind of complemented each other and there wasn't a missing link or an obvious point that was weaker than everything else. Because it would do things I really like these action set pieces, these twists, but then it will fully commit to an action scene and will just do the lamest needle drop, like the least creative, most radio obvious, Cardi B, whatever, that kind of stops it feeling like its own thing. And they're ultimately decisions that will age the movie, I think. Like the snake listening to Sabrina Carpenter. It's really not that serious, but I don't know, you gotta have better jokes for this. Spending nearly $100 million and you're putting in these garbage TikTok throwaway gags. And even with that manic pace, I still feel like maybe about 10 minutes could be shaved off this. It does feel slightly too long for what it is. I don't know if I really needed the whole reincorporation of the villain from the first movie. So I don't really have much deeper thoughts than that, to be honest. It was visually stimulating. Love these character designs. but feels like a rushed draft of something that could definitely be better. And even with the Spider-Verse links, Daniel Pemberton did the music. I wish his score was allowed to shine instead of the lame needle drops, but at least he's getting work. I just really feel like we're so close. We're on the precipice of a certain project being greenlit with the right story, with the right characters that can infiltrate and show the potential of animation that looks this good, that is this polished, and I guess comparatively cheaper to make than your $200 million spectacle blockbusters, which don't really have anything on the action in a movie like this. Like, just the right project, the right time. I feel like we're getting there. Something like an Arcane and how popular that is, despite the baggage of, it's based on a video game, and not even any video game, it's fucking League of Legends. But it's serious, it's got serious themes, it's got serious, mature storytelling. I know it'll be risky and someone has to do a Spider-Verse and do something actually out of the bounds of safety and take a risk. We got to go back to that Titan AE kind of energy, but obviously make a better movie. So this was just fine. Like the first movie, I'm probably not going to think about this. If not for the continuous farting gags from this piranha, that's all he does. This might have been a 3-star. I can't remember the last time an overdone fart joke has really ruined a film for me. Well, not ruined, but took away from a bunch of scenes that otherwise could have been cool. So this is a high 2.5 star for me with a like. It gets a like. I did like it. I think I enjoyed Dogman just a tiny bit more from DreamWorks this year. It was a bit shorter, a bit weirder, but there's not that much in it. Alright, so let me know your thoughts on The Bad Guys 2, or the potential or future of the style of animation. See you on the next vid. Bye.